Oil burner keeps shutting down. Did a cleaning last week. It was tripping before that, and that didn't seem to apparently solve the issue. I thought that the cleaning would take care of it. The nozzle was a bit gummed up, but then the oil solenoid here was also in bad shape, so figured, you know, why not replace that since I saw nothing else wrong with the unit. And the stud did leak when I took off this solenoid, because that nut is very hard to take off. I was able to take it off, but that shaft did end up leaking oil out of here, so it stopped. I put it back together, but it stopped. And just wondering if that's causing the issue now, that solenoid can't lift and drop the clean cut portion of that pump. So I'm going to test that pump. Flame is established. Shoot it right off, no problem at all. Before I actually take the pump apart and do anything with that, said it's been fine today and it hasn't done it today. You know, I don't see any issue at all. I mean, it's running, it's on. The unit lit right off. Push in the reset, hold it. I jumped out the aquastat, turn on the burner. Summertime, there's really not a call for heat, really only hot water. See what it does. Ignition, I already tested it, that was good. Combustion fan motor's on. And then the oil solenoid should activate and allow fuel to flow. Lit right off. See if we can't catch this thing in action doing what it's been doing. When you cycle a unit like this, on and off, on and off, on and off, eventually it should, possibly, if there's truly an issue, which he said it was tripping 3 times a day, so it ought to show itself. Patience. I'm telling you, that does matter. Tapping on things, oh yeah. I've had things cut in and out just by tapping on them. Showed something to be weak or faulty. All right, we're gonna put the gauges on the pump, test that. So with the Hvac pump testing manifold, put the red on the outlet side of the fuel pump. And before I do that, guys, I'm going to pull that drawer assembly and take a peek at it. That sometimes will give you a indication of what's also been happening. And I did kill power to the unit. These igniters die slow. And I tested it and it was very strong the last time I was here, so I'm not too worried about that. I don't think that that's the problem. I really don't. I think it's a fuel flow issue. Nope. We're looking good on that. And notice the nozzle does not even have any blackening, any carbon whatsoever coming out of that tip right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty darn clear, pretty clean. So typically if the nozzle has a partial plug, you're gonna see it burning dark anywhere off to a side from that center hole out. And just the stuff that you do see on the outside of these, that's pretty much just what's flowing through from the fan. The fan just blowing through a lot of dust and debris. And then there is quite a bit of excess oil coming out of that nozzle. Sometimes that's an indication, obviously it's full of oil right now, but sometimes that's an indication that the clean cut's not really shutting off and it's leaking fuel by, or you just do have a bad nozzle and it's just dousing it. What do you want to call it? Douching it? No. Douse? No. Soaking it with oil. That's what I'm trying to say. Anywho, I will put another nozzle in it just because they're, well, they were cheap enough. Now they're more expensive, but I still think it's worth it. This one is 75.75 ADB, but we'll do that after. Retention head's solid, it's clean. Like I said, I already went through this and cleaned it. Let's put it back in as it is. And we will. So thanks for tuning in for Martin Heating and Cooling, oil burner testing and troubleshooting. If you enjoy the video, the content, please like and subscribe. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you guys. If there's any other kind of content that you guys want to learn and find out about, let me know. Leave it in the comments. I've been doing this for 20 years. Oil, gas, air conditioning. So, love to share the knowledge, what I've learned, my experiences. All right. Hopefully those don't leak because they're getting kind of old. This whole time it was blurry. My apologies. So all right, so that's all tightened back up. Put that back in. Flip this back down. Cat cell's good. Looks clean. I will be having to test that cat cell if I keep having an issue. Can't find another issue. Don't buy cheap gloves. They rip easy. I always carry a couple extra in your pocket. Come prepared. Cool. All right, so let's see. So right now, my handle's off. That's turned in. It's shut off. I'm gonna start this back up. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't leak. Sometimes those seals aren't very good, so I'm just gonna do that. Until after it kicks on. So right now that's off. It's gonna jump up that to wherever the set point is of the pump is, which is only 110. Okay, that's off. Somebody might have bumped the nozzle down a size or two, but then bumped up the pressure just a little bit to compensate so that you get a finer spray, a cleaner spray. So, it's upside down. So basically, that is, my gauge is a little bit steady, it's not flickering. When it's flickering, that's an issue. That's a good thing. It's not flickering. Flickering can mean air as well. Shut it back off. See how the cutoff is. I mean, it has the solenoid. It ought to stay pretty solid. That bubble drives me nuts. Get out of my way. You're like right where I need you not to be. I've had these for a while. They're getting old. Okay, it's gonna restart now on its own here in just a minute. We're gonna spray out the oil. So the pump PSI is supposed to be at 140. I'm gonna have to read through if I can find some notes on the site that somebody downsized this at one point. I'm assuming they must have. Maybe they didn't have the right nozzle on hand. Wow. It should be all the way up towards 140. I don't know who did that. I didn't do that. Servicing this for several years. Telling you, this is how it goes when you have a problem and it does it when you're not here, but when you get here it won't do it. It's very common, classic, very classic, kind of frustrating. Needs more patience. Alright, okay, see how the oil flow is? You don't have my liter bucket down here. I need my hose. I don't like doing it like this, but I'm missing my hose. It's clear, it's red, solid, it's good. No air. Always check for air. Like I said, I was here last week. I know that side of the system should be fine. Certain things I don't jump in and do right away because I know what I just did. Alright, hold on. Let me think. Was it me? Did I do this? Because everybody else behind me had an 8580A in, and it looks like I'm the first one putting in a 7580A. I do not know why that is. But the same issue is, I mean, it's been like this for years now. For several years, and I haven't had a problem. But why is it the pump pressure was left so low? That I don't know, but I am going to fix that anyway. But I do know that they have pets, and those pets cause a lot of plugging up on the air intake side, so that this thing splits up quickly. So that I've made some little adjustments to help prevent that by a little extra air, maybe downsizing it. But I don't know. I think I'm telling you, I had a 75 when I got here, a 0.75 nozzle. They say 0.85, but I'm gonna bump that pump pressure back up to 140 where it was supposed to be anyway. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. It may have nothing to do with the service call today, but still. The fact that the nozzle's smaller and the pump pressure is lower than what the factory set it at 140, yeah, that's a problem in itself right there. That's 140 now. Bumped up there when you weren't watching. Just gonna bring it back a little bit. Yup, being a burning tech for over 20 years, I can definitely set it up by eye. I could throw the equipment on it like you're gonna come to, do, but I don't find that was very necessary on this one right now. But I do think I'm gonna put this is like the weakest solution. Just putting a nozzle in it, that's what everybody does. Pump's holding steady at 140, no flickering, nothing. Kind of coming on, shutting on. I mean, everything's working fine. I don't quite understand why when I'm not here, it chooses not to operate. Let it cool down. Let it rip. I'll have to take that off and check under there. Maybe there's a loose wire. I can hear the ignition. The motor comes on. Hasn't landed on any kind of dead spot. Lit right off normally. Somebody, anybody. What in the world? Just be broken so I can fix you. Like a dummy to tell your client that yeah, I don't have any issues here. Just not adding up. Low-level emergency. Call me when it breaks again, and do not reset it. Just slap a new nozzle in. I was gonna replace the fuel pump, but why? What's it doing wrong? Very frustrating. Ohms are totally fine. Under 500, I like it. So that's not the issue either. With the same nozzle in it, with bumping up the pump pressure, wiggling things, tapping on things, checking electrical connections, checking the retention head, checking the combustion fan motor, the igniter, the nozzle assembly and electrodes. As I said, I went through and did a tune-up last week. It was tripping before that even. I put on a solenoid, thought maybe, because he called back a few days later, several days later, and said that it kept tripping 3 times a day, constant. And then today I get here and he said that it hasn't done it once. Very, very intermittent issue. We're still hanging at 150. I missed? Is it something I forgot about? Is there more I should have done? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah, let me know if there's anything that you can add to this. I'm gonna watch it a little bit longer and see what happens, but I don't think that I get a gut feeling it's going to do it again. I don't think it's anything too serious. It's just something that is not keeping up when the unit's running. So it's going to have to run a little bit longer. I'm not a parts replacement kind of guy. I don't want to just throw parts at things. Parts aren't cheap, and if I install the wrong part and then it still does it, then I got to typically take that part out, put it back on the truck, and eat it. Until I find, what the true issue is. So sometimes what you got to do, since it ain't winter time, this is not a huge emergency, is just let it run, and let it do it again, and then tell the customer not to turn it back on. Leave it, let me see how it starts up. So sometimes you can find the issue through the way it starts up after it trips and after it's been sitting for a while. So it's a good idea to just let it sit, see what it's doing, and see if it'll do it for you when you get back there, and then let it run again. It seems like whatever happened worked itself out of itself. So thanks for watching. I hope you learned something from this too, but this is what we're a service can be like, a little bit of tricky troubleshooting at times. Yeah, please like and subscribe. Thanks guys.